In 1867, the Russian novelist Fyodor Dostoevsky stood before a painting in a museum in Basel, Switzerland, and nearly collapsed. His wife later recalled the moment with alarm. He stood frozen, his face pale, staring at the canvas with such intensity that she feared he might have a seizure. When she finally pulled him away, he was shaking. Later, in his novel The Idiot, Dostoevsky would write that this painting could make a man lose his faith. What had he seen? What image could be so disturbing, so theologically dangerous, that one of the greatest minds of the 19th century thought it capable of destroying belief itself? In today's video, I will present The Dead Christ in the Tomb by Hans Holbein the Younger, painted in 1521. This is not a religious painting in any traditional sense. This is a biological study, a medical examination, a cold, unflinching documentation of what death actually looks like when you strip away the comfort, the glory, the promise of resurrection. This is Christ, not as God, but as meat. Let me tell you in advance, this painting shows a corpse, not a sleeping saviour, not a noble martyr at rest. A corpse in an advanced state of decay, trapped in a coffin-like space so narrow that the body barely fits, painted with such forensic precision that you can see the exact colour that flesh turns when the blood stops flowing. Holbein has given us the most hauntingly honest image of death in the history of art. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Let us begin. Hans Holbein the Younger did not paint myths. He did not paint ideals. He was a man of the Northern Renaissance, an era obsessed with the cold, hard reality of the physical world. By 1521, Holbein had earned a reputation as a forensic artist. He didn't want to show you the soul. He wanted to show you the skin, the bone, and the imperfections of being human. There is a chilling rumour about this work. It is said that Holbein didn't use a model or his imagination. He went to the morgue. He studied the body of a man pulled from the Rhine River, a common drowning victim. He sat in a room with a decaying corpse and refused to look away until he had captured the exact shade of death. He wasn't painting a god, he was documenting a specimen. The painting is long and narrow, grotesquely narrow. The dimensions are approximately 30 centimetres tall by 200 centimetres wide. A horizontal coffin shape that immediately creates a sense of claustrophobia. Christ's body fills almost the entire frame. There is barely any space above him, barely any space below. He is trapped, compressed, buried in a space so tight it feels like the painting itself is suffocating him. This is not a compositional choice meant to be beautiful. This is architectural. This is the exact dimension of a tomb carved into stone. Holbein is not giving us a window into a sacred scene. He is giving us the interior view of a grave. And there, filling that impossible space, is the body. Christ lies on his back, naked except for a white cloth draped across his lower body. His right arm rests along his side. His left arm is bent slightly, the hand near his torso. The pose is not arranged. It is simply how a body settles when it is laid down and left to stiffen. But it is the flesh that destroys you. The skin is not the warm ivory of Renaissance painting. It is not the marble white of classical sculpture. It is the greenish grey of decay. Holbein has mixed his pigments to capture the exact hue that flesh turns when blood pools and cells begin to break down. Look at the torso. See the subtle discoloration, the patches of lividity where gravity has pulled the blood downward. Look at the chest, motionless, rigid, the rib cage visible beneath skin that has lost all elasticity. This is not a body at rest. This is a body that has stopped functioning. The face is worse. Christ's mouth hangs open, not peacefully, not as if he might speak, but slack, the jaw loose, the lips pulled back slightly to reveal teeth. This is the mouth of a corpse, the mouth that gravity opens when muscles no longer hold it closed. His eyes are half open, the lids partially raised, revealing the whites beneath. He is not looking at anything. He cannot look. There is no consciousness behind those eyes, no thought, no awareness. Just the biological reality that eyelids do not always close completely when someone dies. His beard is matted, his hair lies limp against the stone. Look at the hand visible in the foreground. The fingers are curled slightly, stiff, the skin pulled tight over the bones. You can see the tendons, you can see the nails. This is the hand of a man who died in pain and has been dead long enough for rigor mortis to set in. And perhaps most disturbing of all, there is no blood. The wound does not bleed. The stigmata do not weep, because blood does not flow from the dead. Holbein knows this. He will not lie about it. The background is almost completely dark. A stone slab beneath the body, stone walls surrounding it, shadows that suggest depth but reveal nothing. There is no light coming from heaven, no angels hovering nearby, no suggestion that anything miraculous is about to happen. There is only the body and the silence. Where is God in this painting? Traditional religious art operates on what we might call the beautiful lie. It shows us Christ crucified, yes, but noble in suffering. It shows us Christ dead, yes, but peaceful, dignified, already touched by the promise of resurrection. Even in death there is divinity. Even in the tomb there is light. These paintings comfort us. They tell us that death is not the end, that suffering has meaning, that beyond the pain lies glory. Holbein strips all of that away. There is no divinity here. There is no comfort. There is only the biological fact of a human being who has died and is beginning to decompose. If you showed this painting to someone who knew nothing of Christianity, nothing of the story of Christ, they would see only what is actually there, a dead man in a tomb. They would not see God. They would not see salvation. They would see exactly what Holbein painted, flesh turning the colour of rot. This is the exposure, the grim truth beneath the beautiful lie. The painting was created for the Amerbach family in Basel, likely intended for a private chapel or residence. Its unusual dimensions suggest it may have been designed to fit a specific architectural space, perhaps above a doorway or built into a wall, a constant reminder of mortality positioned where it could not be avoided. Art historians note that this work represents a radical departure from conventional depictions of the entombed Christ. While other artists of the Northern Renaissance were known for their realism, none went as far as Holbein in stripping away the sacred to reveal only the physical. The painting remained relatively unknown outside of Basel for centuries, housed in the city's museum. But those who encountered it, including Dostoevsky, were profoundly affected by its unflinching honesty. Today, it hangs in the Kunstmuseum Basel, still in its original coffin-like frame, still confronting viewers with the same brutal truth it presented 500 years ago. Christ lies in the tomb. The stone is cold, the flesh is decaying, the eyes see nothing, and we stand before it, unable to look away, confronting the one truth that all the beautiful lies in the world cannot change. We will die, and this is what death looks like.